Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today. I am so excited about this video. This video has been something that I've been working on in my head for the longest time, and I'm finally getting it out there. It is my top 10 foundations. So because I did actually put on makeup after each foundation application, I did keep my products here pretty standard, so it's all the exact same products for every single foundation. That is how I added other products to my face, and I did kind of keep it minimal. So I will link all these products down below as well, what I did use in terms of face makeup as well. So this is just gonna be me chatting about the foundations I love, why I love them, all the information you could possibly need, and I've also answered some of you guys' questions that you gave me on Instagram. So keep on watching if you want to see my top 10 foundations. I'm so excited. The L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick Foundation is in my top 10 because I just love how easy it is to apply. This foundation is absolutely awesome to apply because it blends really easy into the skin. Often I have to use a sponge when it comes to applying foundation, but with this I can pretty much just go in with a brush. So these are pretty densely packed, and I actually went in with this one here from Real Techniques, and I will obviously just link all the brushes that I recommend for applying foundation down below. And it just does a phenomenal job at just blending the foundation in. There's no streak lines, it just melts into my skin. They do say that this foundation is a matte finish, but to me it's actually more of a demi matte or a satin matte finish. So it does still give you that like healthy glow to your skin. The Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation is one of my faves because one, it's waterproof, two, it is vegan and cruelty free, and I know that's very important to a lot of you here. But if we're being honest, I'm sure you noticed that it does oxidize on my face. So it looks very light when it first goes on, and then it eventually just melts into my skin and it just fits perfectly. But I have to tell you that oxidization has got more to do with your skin and certain ingredients in the foundation or product that you're using. Basically, you can combat oxidization by one, getting a lighter shade of foundation because it's going to change. And that's why I always recommend before you buy a foundation, guys. Before you buy the foundation, what you need to do is wear it for a day. Put some on your face, walk around, see how it wears on your face. Don't just buy a foundation after just one like little swipe and saying, oh, it matches me, because if I did that with this foundation, it would not match me at all. However, eventually throughout the day and after application, it does eventually melt into my skin and it does match my face. So as I'm saying, so the oxidization, you can obviously, as I said, buy a lighter foundation. Two, you can change your skincare products. So basically try using an oil reducing cleanser and other oil reducing kind of products, because the more oil you have on your skin and in your skin, it basically also contributes to the oxidization process. So try that, it could work for you. And also you could also try a primer. Primer will always just put a barrier between your skin and the actual product, and so that's gonna help reduce the oxidization possibly, but it might not combat it altogether. And it's super like awesome. It basically just like makes my face look flawless, and I love it. I remember wearing it in London the year before last, and it was just like amazing, and it like lasted through like really cold weather and all of that, and it was like really awesome. But yeah, you have to work with it very quick though, because it does dry down very fast. So if you don't apply and blend it in really quickly, you will see some streaks. I use a brush, and I do still go in with my beauty blender to just blend it in a bit more. The Clarins Everlasting Foundation Plus is amongst my top 10 because I just love the coverage. I think the coverage of this foundation is absolutely awesome. As you can tell, like you can go from a medium to a full coverage, and I love how buildable it is. Like honestly, I just keep on adding more and more foundation and it still looks good. The finish is a radiant matte, and I absolutely love that because I literally just have this natural glow to my skin, and it's phenomenal. The foundation comes in 17 shades, and I'm the shade 112.5 Caramel. This is just amazing. It's really one of my faves because of how flawless I look when I wear it, and I always get so many compliments because of how amazing the rest of the makeup that I use just sits on top of this foundation. Everything just blends really well, and it's for me phenomenal. I think it's super amazing. The Fenty Beauty Pro Filtr Soft Matte Foundation is amongst my faves. Of course, this is about my faves, right? So I love this foundation so much. After going through so much hassle trying to find the right shade online, I eventually got shade matched in a Sephora, and I actually took a little tube of the little like sample pot of the foundation and I wore it for the next couple days. And then I went back and finally purchased the shade 290, which is for medium to tan skin tones with an olive undertone. So I just kept on getting, this is like my 4th bottle because I just kept on buying the wrong foundation over and over and over again, and I'm finally on the right one, so I'm very happy. This foundation just gives an amazing full coverage look. It is definitely buildable. I love how amazing it looks. It's, I'd say, more on the matte side than demi matte maybe, but there is a slight glow to it, but it's definitely a matte finish. Yeah, I just think it wears really well. It's long lasting. I love the finish, and it does come in 50 shades, which is really awesome. The downside of this foundation is that yes, it's not available in South Africa, so you've got to buy it from Sephora and other places like that, like Boots and things. But you can order it online, and if you want to find out how I buy my stuff from Fenty Beauty online, you can click the link down below. Also, it does oxidize. So I'm sure you noticed when I first put the foundation on my skin, it did look a little, light for my skin, but eventually it does blend in and it does dry down more to my actual skin tone. And yeah, I love it. It's really nice to work with and apply to the face. It's a really great foundation. So the Revlon Colorstay Life Proof Foundation Stick is actually what made me fall in love with foundation sticks. I had previously had a very much a hate relationship with these. I think maybe I just hadn't found the right one for me. But when I discovered this foundation stick, I just really liked the way it applied to my face. I liked the way it blended into my skin. It is a matte finish, which is really awesome, but I think it's more of a demi matte in my opinion. I definitely don't get oily when I apply this to my face. It's also nice because once you've got the perfect shade for you, you don't even need to put it all over your face like how I've used it here today. If you want to go to gym and you just want a little bit of coverage, if you just want a little bit of evenness, and you just like apply it here and there, it's like super easy to blend into the skin. You can even use your fingers if you like. I do like to apply foundation sticks with a brush, so that is just my personal preference, but you can also just blend it in with your fingers because it's so creamy. It's obviously also super affordable, which is great because you can buy it at anywhere like Clicks and Dischem and all these places that stock Revlon products. And yeah, I just think it's really amazing and it looks really good on my skin. Okay, so one of the questions that came up was, should you mix foundation shades? Guys, I have been a mixer for many years. I mix foundation shades all the time. If I have a foundation that's too light for me, I'll drop in a foundation that's darker. If I've got something that's too dark for me, I will drop in a foundation that is lighter. I don't really mix foundations to give me a different coverage or anything. It's more so with color that I tend to mix things. If it's not right for me, I'll just mix a little bit of this or that in to get the right color. But if you're mixing to maybe get a different look, perhaps it's just the foundation is not right for you. So if you need to actually add something else in, then maybe you should just be looking at a different foundation if it's not color that's the issue for you. So yeah, I don't find anything wrong with mixing. I just think it's important that rather use the right foundation for your skin type. So the Benefit Hello Happy Flawless Brightening Foundation is absolutely amazing. Definitely makes me look flawless and beautiful. I love the finish of this foundation. It's a natural finish, which I just love. And the coverage for me is more a full. It's definitely buildable. I love the way it looks. I think it just looks phenomenal on my skin, and I've just come to love it so much. This is one of the newer foundations that have been in rotation for me because I only recently tried it, but I absolutely adore it, and it's phenomenal. I love it. This is the shade color number 5, which is a medium neutral warm shade. So I just want to read something that I found on the Benefit website that I thought was really interesting. Hello Happy is made with photochromic pigments that adapt and brighten the skin in any lighting. It contains flower acids to help boost radiance and hyaluronic acid to attract moisture to the skin's surface and maintain hydration. So that was just like something I found interesting, and it also does have SPF 15. This foundation is long lasting, and it's super phenomenal, and I just love the way it looks on my skin. So one of the questions I had was how to avoid dry, flaky skin. Guys, this has not got to do with the foundation. This is everything before the foundation. It's about what primer you use. It's about the skincare you use. So if your skin does flake up and get very dry throughout the day, you need to be using hydrating, moisturizing products on your skin first and foremost before you even worry about foundation. It's all about the base of what you're working with and then adding products on top of that. So as I'm saying, worry about your skincare, worry about your primer, and make sure that everything has those sort of hydrating properties. And hyaluronic acid is something that's very good in terms of adding moisture and locking moisture in the skin. Okay, so the MAC Studio Fix Fluid is one of my all-time favorites, and I recently got back into using it, and I have not looked back since. This is a medium to full coverage foundation. I am the shade NC30. NC30 is for light to medium skin with golden undertones. I just love it. It's a matte finish, it's liquid. It does retail for about 500 and something rand, yeah, 515. So it's not cheap. It is kind of like in the higher price point, but it's absolutely worth it. One of the downsides of this foundation, the only thing that I don't like about it is that it does not come with a pump top or kind of like a squeezy top or whatever's the situation. I know you can purchase a pump separately, but like, dude, what's the point, Mac? So that's one thing I don't like about it, because I'm also the type of person where I just like pack it on, and this blends so well into the skin. It's so buildable, so you can just keep on going layer after layer when you are applying the foundation. Yeah, I just really love it. I think it's amazing, and I think the finish is so beautiful. It looks so natural, and it just blends so well into the skin, and all the makeup that sits on top is also just sitting on top of the foundation really well. Okay, so the MAC Face and Body Foundation is one that I never thought I would love this much, but I really love it, right? So ever since I tried this foundation, I have just used it so much. For me, this is an everyday foundation. This is the one that I just literally put on if I just want just a little bit of like an even skin tone. It's a sheer coverage foundation, so you're not getting much coverage here. And even though I applied it with a brush, to me it does kind of apply a little streaky, so I still go in with a blender and I just like blend the rest of it in. This foundation is just, it's perfect. Like, you know, if you want to wear a little bit of makeup to gym, this is the foundation that you're gonna wear. And if you just like, you know, want something that you can just put on your face, but you don't want to use a BB cream, this is it. Like for everyday use, this is like my go-to. Like honestly, I love it. So this is a satin finish and it does only come in 13 shades. I am the shade C3, which is perfect for my skin tone. I did get matched at MAC and I love it and I use it all the time. This is actually like basically empty and I've already got my refill waiting. It's in a box. It's like ready. Like I got my backup. That's how much I love this foundation. When I have a backup of something, you must know I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so if you're an OG follower of mine, you will know this foundation. This is one of my absolute favorite foundations ever. The Maybelline Fit Me Matte&Poreless foundation is super affordable. Here in South Africa, it retails for about 99 Rand a tube. 99 Rand, guys. Seriously, that is like ridiculous. I could buy 5 of these with the price of one of these other foundations. It's actually crazy when you think about it. But yeah, it's super amazing. I love the coverage. It's a medium to full coverage foundation. It is meant for normal to oily skin types and it actually does come in 28 shades. I'm the shade 220 and this is, I think it's natural beige. And I love the way it looks on my skin. It does oxidize slightly, it just dries down a slightly darker color. But as you can tell, like this is just perfect for me. I love it. I feel like it's just one of my faves, and for the price point, guys, it's such a nice quality foundation. Like honestly, it is super awesome, super affordable, and this is one I would like absolutely recommend to you guys. So this foundation gives you a nice natural matte kind of healthy glow radiant look. So even though it says it's like Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, I don't think it's completely matte. I do feel like it just gives me a really nice radiant finish, even though it is slightly matte. You get what I'm saying? It's like healthy glow vibes. So how do you stop your foundation from settling into fine lines? Now, listen, and this is my whole thing when it comes even to concealer. Under your eyes, there's fine lines there. Wherever there's fine lines, I feel like things will kind of sink into it and crease a little, but you can kind of combat it by setting it with powder. You could even use some primer around the areas where you've got some fine lines. But in my experience, if there's fine lines, you're kind of gonna get fine lines, you get what I'm saying? You can kind of combat it with a little bit of powder or maybe adding a primer in that area or something like that. But yeah. You guys know I love my Estee Lauder DoubleWear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation, guys. Honestly, this is like OG. And I'm sure it's OG for a lot of people, so it's probably not like you're gonna be discovering it today because you know about it already. It is honestly one of the most phenomenal foundations on the market. It is a full coverage foundation. It feels super lightweight on my face. It is an oil controlling foundation, which is awesome. It's got this beautiful matte finish to it that is just, it still looks amazing on your skin even though it's matte. And sometimes matte foundations can just be like so drying almost, and this does not feel like that at all. It is a buildable foundation and does come in 55 shades, which is amazing. The one thing that I don't like about it, okay, 2 things I don't like about it, guys. One, I feel like it does have a bit of flashback. When you take a picture with a flash, I feel like I end up looking a bit ghost-like. Then secondly, it does not come with a pump at the top. Now, I think you can buy the pump separate, but I hate that shit. Like, honestly, why should I have to buy a pump separate, guys? Like, I don't like that. So I always end up, like, if you watched me applying this, I spilled so much on my hand. There was too much, I had to put it back in the bottle. So it's like crazy, and I shouldn't actually be putting foundation back in the bottle. You get what I mean? So it's just like a mess. But otherwise, I do love the foundation. I think it's phenomenal, and it's amazing. So guys, now that you've seen how I've applied all 10 foundations that are in my top 10 list, what do you think? What was your favorite foundation? What do you think looks best on me? Obviously, as I've said before, 10 foundations in your makeup kit or box or whatever is a lot. I know that. But for me, as someone who is a huge makeup lover, as someone who does create beauty content, as someone who does wear lots of makeup, guys, I love my makeup, I don't find it excessive in my personal life. Obviously, I don't expect you to go buy all 10 foundations I spoke about today, but I do feel like if there's one that you like single out as the one that you think would be great for your skin, definitely go and check it out. Test it on your skin. Do not buy the foundation the first time you see it. Do not just swatch it and walk away with the bottle. I suggest you ask for a little tester size amount. Go home, apply it to your face, use it for a whole day, and see how it wears on your skin before purchasing. I mean, the foundations that I've spoken about today range all the way from like 99 Rand to 500-600 Rand. And I mean, the Fenty Beauty one is actually $35, which could roughly work out to like probably, let's say, almost 800 bucks or 700 bucks or something. So these three foundations here are probably, these are my top three, I'd say. But out of everything, I feel like this is my top 10, and it's all the foundations that I use. This is not just the foundations that I own. I actually own like another 10 more foundations. But these are the ones I use on a regular basis. I trust them, they are tried and tested for me, and I would not recommend them today if I did not believe in them 100%. Obviously, these foundations might not work for you. My skin is fairly clear, it's fairly normal. I do get a bit oily in my T-zone, but yeah, I don't really have problematic skin, so this is what works for me. So not everything here is going to work for you, but just do your research, and if you have any questions, leave the questions down below. Someone with a similar skin type might be able to help you, or I can help you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so excited I put it out there. Until next time, guys, bye.